Hey guys, well, how does that look? Slowly piecing this hood together. Got the top centered, got this nose piece centered with the top, got the two sides attached to the top piece, and now we're doing the final fitment on this exterior piece that curves down from the back. I don't know what to call it, but it's complicated. Now you can see I'm slowly cutting away, fitting, and I have to do a little more shaping with this piece here to allow it to come in and bring those pieces out, because we need to have a nice graceful curve come down from the back. Got this reverse curve happening down into here, into the grill area. This is a flange that's going to get rolled up underneath for the hem. And we need to adjust this line through here, the cut line for the hood. But at this point here, a little bit too short. The back piece just ahead of that last vice grip there needs to come down, and we need to take and scribe away and cut away some more material off of this piece to come in and match up with this side piece here. And then we got to do it all over again on the other side. There's no how-to manual in building a hood like this. It's just kind of got to go by the seat of your pants and trust your gut and just take your time and just watch what's happening with all the panels. I could do like a 5, 10, whatever hour video of how to assemble a hood, but it depends on the panel you're building. You got to watch what's happening with the panels. Like I can see here, this panel is running away a little bit, so I'm going to bring it up a bit closer, even though this is a wavy edge because I just used a shear and just knocked this off. It's kind of awkward to get in here, but I'm going to bring that in, and then we'll use some masking tape and strike a nice curvature coming down. This, I'll bring that out in a minute. Hopefully you can get a vice grip in here. And that's the other big thing, is you have to be able to get your vice grips into a place where it's not going to create tensions within the panel. It has to sit there naturally on its own. Like this is coming together here. But this area here, because of this, that has to come down, allowing that to come up. It's kind of a fine dance. Right, this vice grip isn't quite long enough. And we got rods in behind. I have to sneak around. Nope. Sometimes you can take them apart. I don't know about this brand here. Not allowing me to do that. So as I was saying, I got a different brand here. You can take the vice grip apart, allowing the jaws to open up some more. And hopefully with this we can sneak in. Otherwise we need a longer clamp. Nope, I need a longer clamp. Okay, it's not bad. It is creating a bit of a wave through here because of the way it's tensioned up. We're gonna have to work with that. Now, this area here, I'm gonna get a slapper, see if I can back it up. If not, we're just gonna bump that inward a bit, just give it a bit of stretch, because I've got everything fitting so well. If I take it apart, we might change the alignment of something. It's really close where it is. Let's give it a bit of a bump, see what happens. Just looking at types of slappers. This one's a lot more flat, and this one's got a bit of a radius to it, a bit of a crown this way. And I need that crown to come into this panel here. I don't want to create marks from the slapper. Now the whole trick behind using a slapper is you just kind of line up and you just give it. You hear that noise when I hit the dolly from behind? Something fell down. I'm not sure what it is, but I guess at some point we'll hear it fall, maybe. See how it's coming down? I'm stretching the material. Oddly enough, it wasn't the drill that fell. If you guys saw what moved, let me know. Hey, we got a screw on here already. Yeah. Good. That's fitting up really close, and as it turned out, where I cut this, I just caught enough material here, so I didn't shortchange ourselves here. See? Now, I'm not trying to match up any lines here. What I'm looking at, once I stick the back, is I'm referencing this curvature here of the edge of the hood so that I can take and extend that out. And this is where sometimes you need to rely on your eye to establish a line. Just didn't want that to happen. Okay, we're going to take that one clamp off. Okay, so that's the first line, and that's matching the curvature of the hood coming down. I want to cut out the least amount of material for the first time just to get this line straight. I don't want to be cutting off this much, otherwise we're going to totally miss the flange of this piece here. I always like to put some witness lines just to keep it as a reference as we develop the panel. And if we do shortchange ourselves, this panel is tied up against the wireframe buck. We need to open this gap up because the two pieces of metal need to come down inside where the hood matches the fender. Right now this is tight, so we still have a little bit of leeway in terms of moving this whole panel inward to open up this gap. So if we cut short, we still have a chance to save ourselves. Okay, just take and connect this line. There we go. So rather than use an electric shear to cut this off, this is going to be cut off by hand because I need this to be accurate. Let's fit this again. Got to have a lot of patience. Well, we are sitting not too badly here. Okay, was still a little bit long through here, so we're gonna have to trim that up. That's our feature line. I don't know if you guys can see that. We created in this panel earlier, on this panel here, not this one. So I'm just going to that. Now I did want to slide this up underneath, but can we do that? Yeah, we should be able to. Let's try it. If you guys can figure out why your glove always manages to get stuck instead of your finger, let me know. Just manages to pinch the edge of the glove and you can't get it out. We're getting very close. It's almost there. Okay, now it's forcing the panel down, so it's not sitting exactly where it needs to. But we're getting really close. So by pushing it down, we've changed the orientation of the panel. It's forcing it down a little bit too far. So we can't really put it in this manner. It comes out a lot easier than going in. Okay, so from here to here, we're a little bit long and it's pushing that panel inward. Everywhere else we have about 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 overlap from here to here. So what I'm going to do is come back to there, run a fresh tape line, because I don't think we can scribe with the marker accurately. So as you go from there, take off a 1/4 inch. And that is one side fitted together. We'll put a couple screws into this And then we can move on to the other side. Come out quite well. And it's at a stage, if these tacks weren't here, we could just take it, well, once that side's done, take it, unclamp it, and lift this whole thing off the buck. We'd have some flex back here because there's no strength in that area, but this front nose cone, even on those few screws, it's extremely strong because of all the shape that we have in the panel. So let's get a few more screws in here. I noticed I pushed down the drill, and because it's a flat pad vice grip, the pieces of metal are actually sliding apart. So you gotta make sure you pull up on it. And let the screw do the work. Don't bear down on it and think you're gonna push right through into the engine compartment. Okay, that's it. That's good there. That'll get trimmed off of there. You can see we have 1.25 inch extra material that we don't really need. That's going to be taken, cut back, and blended into that nose piece. And if you guys ever wonder what you can do with these, just re-gift them to a significant other. You know, it makes a great earring. All right, boys and girls, well, that's going to wrap up this episode. Got all the pieces on the driver's side trimmed and fastened together. And the next major step is going to be to start trimming the pieces away for the final time, all the excess that's overlapping, and tack welding them. But we'll do that later on. Right now, I have to take and focus on the passenger side, get that side cut up, and that's what this piece here is. This is what the driver's side started out as, just a kind of a wavy form that we formed up. And after some time, I already got the scribe line for the cut line for the hood established. So after some time, this should look just like this here, but the mirror opposite. And in a later episode, I'll show you guys how we go about tacking all the pieces for these hood sections together. So until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up and take care. Whoa, I'm okay.